This episode is brought to you by O2, the official recovery drink of the Noble CrossFit Games. For more information, you can use the QR code or you can click the link in the show notes below.
Nate, are you good?
Can't steal that for me. It's my one job.
It's okay. It's your thing.
It's my one
Let's
job.
do it again.
Yeah.
Let's let Fern feel good about it.
Do it again.
Fuck you. How about that? Welcome to the best hour of their day podcast with your hosts, Jason Fernandez.
And me, Jason Ackerman. With more than 20 years in the business,
As both coaches and affiliate owners,
our passion is to help create world-class affiliates.
and coaches by building
Better boxes. Welcome to
the best hour of your day. Beat that. All right.
All right. Colton Henson, CrossFit Engage, Fern, Marcus Ackerman here. Colton Henson, you're one of the first Affiliate U clients. Is that true?
That's true.
The
And
day we opened up.
Yep.
I don't know. Am I the first one?
You.
Second.
Second.
That day.
We did some research. We did some digging. Is
Yep.
that accurate? Ryan Wheeler
Correct. Ryan Wheeler was technically
Classified.
came in before he did.
slid
but
right
same
in.
day.
Same day.
It's the same day.
Same day.
Okay.
Same day. And look at you now.
Close.
Look at you now, Colton. We want to talk all about your journey of how you started your affiliate 4 years ago, or
No.
6 years ago. Mm-hmm. Huh?
Get it together.
6 years ago. Is
Slow
that
down.
true?
Slow
on
down.
you.
Is that
You haven't even
accurate?
had smelling salts. Slow down.
Going on year number 6.
We had a workout. We're fired up. We're here in Tennessee, and we want to hear all about that story, all about over the last 6 years that big change that you've made here. First thing I want to know is when you did sign up for Affiliate U, and we're gonna go back. Roll with me, Marcus, on this.
I was going to talk about barbecue, but you can get right into it.
I just want to hear about how this went down because we met your mom, Mama Henson. Is that right?
That's correct. That's
and,
her.
And she said, "Hey, I told my son not to sign up for you guys," and I want to hear all about that. What was that like? Because I think that's cool that you talked to your mom about this decision. And it turns out she's your bookkeeper here.
Yes. Yeah.
So was that a big battle? Was it just, Mom, I trust these two, especially Ackerman?
That's
Was it
definitely
that?
not what happened.
I feel like it might be embellished a little. Yeah. I mean, so a lot
She
of
looked us up and she was like 50-50 shot. This goes wrong.
it's like it either stays the same or it gets better.
Can you pay more to work with Fern? Can you pay a little more and just get Fern?
Yeah. So she is the bookkeeper here. So a lot of financial decisions go through her. Basically, just hey, what does this look like? And yeah, when it became an opportunity, it was something that we seriously considered, and we had a lot of very serious conversations about. But obviously, felt it was the right move, and it's paid off. So
When did she tell you, son, I was wrong. That was the best decision you've ever made in your
I don't know
entire
if those words have come out of her mouth yet.
I
but,
felt like she said that to me. Did you feel like she said something to you
I would tell you
similar?
what. I tell you what. Your mom is very proud.
Well,
Of us, of me.
As are we. As are we. We feel like proud
at
parents.
least I impressed
we
someone.
feel
yeah.
like proud parents.
But did she say now, like, hey, that was a great decision?
Yeah, she's very, very happy with it. Obviously, she sees it.
Marcus and your dad are best friends now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hung out back there and we were
guys-
chit-chatting
You
about
were
all
doing
sorts of
shots
things.
of whiskey.
Yeah. While these guys were suffering, you guys were, clanging glasses together and stuff. So it was cool.
Jay was
Someone's
suffering.
got to do it.
Yeah, Jay was
Was
suffering.
so bad.
yeah,
I
no-
hate targets on wall ball shots.
We could tell.
I was
that was
I was
actually
like,
the first time that you jumped.
I was
Even after the
jumping.
cleaning jokes.
I was jumping, and in my mind, I was like, I hope Nate can edit this to make it look like I'm hitting the 10-foot target. So anyway, your mom.
Yeah. So she obviously she sees all the numbers and everything on the back end, and it's not a secret that this has paid off, and it's been a success. Joining and everything that we've done moving up to this point. So, yeah.
I mean, you like 18 months roughly. Ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
about
launched
18 we got about
November
18 months.
19.
18 months.
A little over a year.
In the
year and
grad
a half.
program, we'll get to that. We'll talk about grad program stuff too. But let's take a trip. The Wayback Machine.
Memory lane.
Let's do
Memory
it.
lane. Right.
Let's do it.
Time
Is this the
machine.
part where we talk about barbecue?
This is the part where we talk about barbecue.
Just 5 minutes ago. We'll go back 5 minutes.
We'll go back 5 minutes, gang.
Let's go back alley barbecue.
Back alley
Fern
barbecue.
and I did his level 1 together. And
Yeah, it's Justin. So this facility, and Nate, you can put some B-roll right here, is directly next to a barbecue spot, right? Which is super cool. Fortunately. And that the owner of the barbecue shop, Justin, is a member here, but Jay and I also did his level 1 like 4 years ago.
Yeah, he's a
in
coach.
Shalimar. Yeah, and he's a coach here in Shalimar. So
what was
very
first, Engage or the barbecue?
Barbecue. Yeah,
Okay.
I think he's got me by 2 to 3 years, something like that. But yeah, he was here first.
I have a question
his
for you.
domain.
If this were my box and there were a barbecue joint that good next door, some of those lockers would be dummy lockers, and there would be a pass-through
There'd be a
window.
secret door.
Super secret pass-through
door.
window.
That would be-
He's
Where you could
going
be like,
through.
send him a text and
Wait,
be
how
like,
do we
just slide it in the
know?
locker.
How do we know there's not?
That's very
some
like
super secret
Pee Wee's Playhouse-ish. Like a hand
my
just
favorite
comes
show.
through
Why?
with the barbecue. Like, yeah, open it up.
You never see his
tried.
face. Only the arm.
That's not creepy at all.
He's doing some renovations over there. I was like, hey, what would it take? Just put in a drive-through window or just like something.
Just a little
Let's
window.
talk-
right?
Let's
Yeah.
talk about it because Justin just hooked it up. He walked in here about 45 minutes ago with 2 big bags of barbecue filled specifically with the Colton. And Justin, I just left you a review on your Yelp to let you know it needs to be added to the official menu. This is top secret stuff.
Yep.
This is Colton's like magical concoction here. Grilled cheese barbecue sandwich, which I didn't know what to expect, but those are 2 things I love very much. And you know, when
We're
you
all
put them
American
together,
here,
actually
right?
1 + 1 = 4.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. So
It worked.
Add it to your menu, please.
Just for the record, Marcus never, ever lies about business. I don't want to say the affiliate we were at.
What?
You'll know in a second.
Okay.
We were at an affiliate. You weren't pleased with something that happened.
Oh,
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
They offered you a free shirt,
Yeah,
and you said no.
correct.
That's the type of guy Marcus. So I'm just saying.
Out of principle, he was like, absolutely not.
And if you watch the dropping in episode there, you can count
Yeah, I was fuming in the background.
the number of times Marcus was sulking in the background. But that's my point. Like, he wouldn't just say it because it was a, nice offer that this guy gave. He liked the barbecue sandwich.
No, I didn't like it. I loved it.
Loved it.
It was delicious.
Loved it.
There's a difference.
So
There's a big
Justin-
difference.
That's between like liking your affiliate and loving your affiliate.
That's it.
So
So
let's
Justin,
go.
there we go.
Segue. Well played.
Segue. So let's go back. So you start your affiliate. So it's 2016.
Yep, 2016.
This is not your original facility, correct?
No.
Where?
no.
How far away was that?
So we were down the road, probably 10 minutes, maybe.
Okay.
We had an 1,800 square foot facility and
Okay.
kind of like a little shopping outlet, if you will.
Got it.
Tiny, absolutely tiny. But
This is about.
This is five-
20.
5,000.
This is
This is
5,000.
5. Yeah,
Stop
I was gonna say 3.
yeah.
Okay, I was
the
gonna say
floor.
three as well.
So the floor space, the matted area right now is like 32, but yeah,
Damn.
5,000.
I fancy myself pretty good at that, and I misgauged that by a lot. Okay.
Yeah, I'd have been off too.
Okay. So, so you're there for about 2 years. Mm-hmm. So talk to us about starting your affiliate, what it was like, how not great
Yeah,
it may or may not have been.
Well, we'll get to that. CrossFit was something that I picked up. We'll go back in the time machine, but something that I picked up in senior year of high school, just
Okay.
hobby, something I love to do. Fast forward through college, wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. Tried to go the physical therapist route, knew that I love the human body, love improving, human performance in any aspect, and I heard you can make a lot of money doing it. What I wasn't told is
I've never heard that about physical therapy.
really.
No.
Somebody lied to you. It's like when they recruited me in the military, they're like, listen, you're going to love it.
You're going to
Yeah.
love it. You're going to make a lot of money. You're gonna
Not sure. So what I wasn't told is you're basically confined inside of 4 walls where, love it or hate it, most of the time you enter with geriatrics and
Yeah.
they're not the most cooperative, so to speak. But and then the expense to even get there. So it's like, yeah, you might make 70, 80 grand starting out, but you're not gonna actually earn any money until you pay off all that student debt. So graduated college, thought that was what I was gonna do.
What was your undergrad?
Health and human performance.
Okay. So, yeah, red
So,
line. Of it.
yeah, bachelor's in that. Thought I was still going to go the PT route, was still looking for schools to get into. And then I did my internship, was my last semester of college. And we could intern anywhere we wanted. So obviously, PT clinic it was. That's where I got into, did 400 hours there. Hated it. And this is not to knock on any physical therapist out there or anything like that, but it just wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, well, crap, now what do I do? Because I spent all this time in school and got out, and I'm like, that's the route I thought I was going. Got into athletic training, had a buddy that was doing that. and found out that it was kind of like physical therapy, but more on the prehab side. So you're working with athletes and stuff, and I loved working with athletes.
You know how to tape a good ankle?
I do. Yeah.
That's an art right there, taping ankles.
I do. It took a lot of practice, but so I spent, I went into another undergrad program at a school here at Middle Tennessee State University and started athletic training. So I started that, loved it, absolutely loved it, but the work for the pay, the hours, and very, very valued, I guess, profession.
Yeah, I think there's like a handful of careers that you can do in athletic training. One is what you'd be attached to a physical therapy practice and maybe be farmed out, like contracting very briefly to high school sports. And then outside of that, it's like collegiate or professional sports. So it's like a very narrow, very, very narrow.
And that is your life. Like when you get in there, like you answer to them anything that they need at any time. And it's 7 days a week when you're in season. So it's like,
that's a thankless job,
grueling.
athletic training.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very,
that's a thankless job.
So got into that program, spent a year there, absolutely loved it, had a blast, worked D1 football and then D1 track and field. So got a lot of experience, a lot of exposure to human performance at a collegiate level on that side of things. But looking at the long term, I was like, it just isn't for me. You know, it's not something that I see myself doing for a very long period of time and having a lot of reward from it. So I was like, oh, well. Dropped out, even though I already had a degree, but dropped out of that program and was like, you know what? Don't really have many more options going for me right now. I know that CrossFit, something that I've done at that point for about 6 years or so, loved it. And I was like, you know, why not start it up here? And there wasn't anything in this area at that time. And so it seemed like a pretty easy decision, didn't have a lot to lose. And I was like, well, sink or swim, here we go. We'll try it out and see what happens. So that was kind of the morph into never dreamed of being a business owner, but now it's kind of where we're at now. So
let's talk about that. So you never dreamed of being a business owner, and then you're like, I'm going to start a business.
Yeah. Scary.
It's a good
Very
plan.
Scary.
So 2000, probably late 2005, you apply for affiliation?
No, it would have been
2015.
Yeah, 15.
Sorry,
I was like,
2015.
2005. I don't
You're like,
know what I was doing.
Ahead of the curve.
I was in sixth grade.
Thinking ahead. Yeah. 2015 began the process at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Took almost till the summer of 2016. It was no easy task to get through that application process, but yeah, they accepted me and
Okay. So you open your doors.
found a spot and opened the doors.
What is that like?
You know, at first it was kind of weird because I couldn't even, before I decided I was going to open up a business here, I couldn't get my friends to come do it with me at my house. And I had a garage gym, had a power rack from Rogue, all the bells and whistles. And they're like, nah, I'm not going to come do that. Like that sucks. So then when I opened my doors, I was like, hey, this is what I'm going to do. Very fortunately that I had them on call. I was like, hey, show up, just see what it's like. Hate it, don't have to come back, whatever. And so we started with them, and they showed up and stuck with me, and that's kind of how it waterfalled into like more people were starting to hear about it in the town or in the community, and it just kind of trickled into before Affiliate U, but where we were at then. So
in that kind of 2 years prior to the move here, what's that 2 year period look like for you, work wise? Like, and what's a gym look like, and as far as like how many clients do you have? Like, how's business in general for those first years?
So when I first opened my doors, I think we signed up like 15 of my friends. And
they were paying members.
They were paying members. Yep. They were paying members. We had 2 classes a day. We had a 6 a.m. and a 6 p.m. because I actually still worked backwards. Through college, I worked at GNC as well as the athletic training program. And then when I moved back home, I still held that part-time. So I worked a couple days a week at GNC, and I would show up and open the gym up in the morning, coach the class, go to work at GNC, get off, go back, coach another class, and then do the same thing again for the rest of the day. So we started off about 15 members. Like I said, 1,800 square foot facility. Rig space was very tiny. We had like a 10-foot rig. So if you guys can imagine just that section right there. Yeah, that was it. We had enough barbells, med balls, and boxes to outfit a 5-person class. So super small, very conservative start. And like I said, it just kind of started rolling. I think at the end of the first year, which we started in like the summer. So end of the first year, we had like 30 members, something like that. So we almost doubled in 6 months.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
It's usually a goal that we're kind of shooting for within
Yeah.
the first 60 days. If we work with folks that are like just opening, like I would like them to have 25 to 30 by the day they open, like grand opening. And then we're shooting for, I don't know, 50 by the 6-month mark at the very latest.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so geographically, if you know anything about Dixon County, where we were,
don't. Fill us in. Yeah.
So
We know about a barbecue place and a gym.
I know that you can
You've
eat
hit all the
barbecue
hot
and you can
spots.
walk 10 feet and then have a workout. And that's the extent of my knowledge about Dixon. Yeah.
that's all you need. to know.
There's a Katie's ice cream.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's right.
So geographically, where we were located before, even though it's 10 minutes away, it was on this Highway 46 out here.
Oh, yeah. We were there for a car fire today.
Yeah. See, dumpster fire.
Memorable day.
Yeah. Nate and I
day.
Nate's flying the drone, getting the news channel footage today. Yeah,
Right. So when we opened up there, I was just looking for a spot. Like I didn't care where, just something affordable, somewhere small that we could start off. And didn't know anything about business, obviously, when I started. Great plan, right? And I didn't realize that we really, even though my friends knew about it, they were starting to tell some of the people, and they were like, we grew by like 15 that first 6 months. We still didn't exist. Like nobody really knew. They were like, "Where's that CrossFit place at? Like, what are you talking about?" I didn't know there was anywhere, around here like that. And so it wasn't until we got out of there, we moved here, which is downtown Dixon now, 1 block over from Main Street, that now everybody's starting to figure out like, oh, that's the CrossFit gym.
This is a cool spot. I mean, you're like right at this intersection right here.
That is probably one of the busiest intersections in all of Dixon
It's awesome.
County. So
Let's be clear. There's
Huge
3
blessing.
intersections.
But
not
of the
many.
3, this one.
Yeah,
There's not many,
this is top.
but-
This is top 30%, Jay.
this is the number one.
All right, so you're open for 4 years at this point, or so 2 years before. Now you're here. Two years go by before you reach out for help. So what happened in those 2 years that had you at one point? Actually, rewind. Was Affiliate U the first like mentorship or guidance that you got?
So no, it wasn't. And, I think within the CrossFit community before you guys, it's no secret that like Two Brain was around, Stu Brower, WTF Gym Talk was around.
Who's she? What'd you say?
I hope he hears this.
He's gonna punch you.
So those guys were around, and again, you guys weren't here yet, so we're kind of reaching for. I had no business knowledge, nothing. So read up on a couple of Two Brain articles. Never really hired them on as mentors. Did a couple of traveled to Stu's place for like a PT First clinic and some stuff like that, but never actually hired anybody. So I guess technically, yeah, this is the first mentorship. But I kind of read some of the material from other places.
So on that note, you researched other people, but ultimately selected us. Mm-hmm. What was it? What was it about us? Because you could have easily said Two Brain, Stu, and it was a no. What was it about Fern or myself or the company that resonated?
You have your L4.
Okay, that's
This
You know
podcast
what?
just
we
went
edit
down.
that part
That's
out?
really what it's all about. If I had to be honest,
That was the deciding.
We're gonna do a
Probably
jump cut.
99% of the clients we work with.
That's why they all sign up, right?
Muted it.
No, I think the message that you guys were putting out was the first time that I felt like I heard what the affiliate needed, and what I kind of had read and learned through like listening to some of what's doing. No shade on those guys at all. Like they're all really brilliant people, but
Stretch. Let's calm down. Let's calm down.
But-
let's go back to the L4 time.
it never felt like it actually directly applied to what we were trying to do, which was the CrossFit methodology. And that was pretty much it. And I was like, what you guys were putting out, all the content, everything seemed to align pretty well.
This is pretty standard, but it's different for everybody. How long were you kind of stalking just the space, right? Just so that just the biz dev space before you decided to jump in and make a decision.
Probably a year.
Yeah, I think like Marcus, you've been doing this for a while, but like I think I was like stalking people for like 18 months.
It's a big decision for a box
It's a huge
owner,
decision.
right?
Especially the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when
the
you
first-
don't know
the
what
first
you're
time
going
is
to do.
Break the
like-
seal.
Yeah. It's like you just buy everything. You just buy all the crappy ones after that. But no, it takes a while. But I think would you agree that's about average 12 months maybe?
Yeah, I mean, it typically. Yeah, I mean, you could say on average because typically there's that like, I want to get a feel for what's going on and what's out there first. I mean, basically exactly what he described, and like, I like it. Okay, now who do I resonate with? Right. I think I would say that's a pretty typical journey, but I think it really has to do with where you're at as the business owner too, because for a lot of people I've heard they'll do it for years. Yeah. They'll just stay in that paralyzed state of, I need to learn more. I need to research more. I got to wait till the time is right.
Right.
And then once you pull the trigger, you realize you could have pulled the trigger years ago.
So we've actually not had this conversation before, but you're looking for a coach. If you even remember, what were you looking for?
I mean, not to sound generic, guidance, and like I said, I knew this was something that the CrossFit methodology is something that we wanted to implement and continue to grow here in the community. And like I said, it just, none of the others really seemed to resonate with that. And so when you guys started putting out your content, it was like almost a shoe-in. And it seemed to align very, very well with where we wanted to get to. And we decided to pull the trigger there. So I don't think it was any one thing specifically that we were looking for. It's just like we, like I said, I read a bunch of their stuff and it never really seemed to actually fit. Like we would try it and it was like, just kind of felt kind of gross about it.
Not CrossFit-y.
Not CrossFit-y. And it was like you kept toying with going a different direction. I think we had this conversation earlier of like all these other boxes that offer many different classes and different types of training. For us in that moment, that's not really what we were looking for. And it was like you're trying to make something else work that we really didn't have dialed in yet. So
when you started working with us, what was the first inclination? You're like, okay, I made a good decision here.
When he was assigned Fern.
when Fern became my direct point of contact.
He's like, dodged the bullet.
I remember sitting at my computer, just like, oh,
refresh.
I was sweating.
Yes.
Came up first.
Oh, we love you, Ackerman. You're the one they all want.
I love it for.
I don't know. I mean, I think overall, happiness from not only just the owner's standpoint, from myself, but you can see it in the members. They love it. They're having a lot more fun. A lot of the things that we implement through Affiliate U obviously work for a reason.
I want to give you a compliment, and this is I do want to compliment you. This is, if you were to walk in this gym and you're like, yeah, what do you guys teach? I'm like, if you walk in this gym, it's here. Every bit of it is in this affiliate.
It's really crazy. This is like you implemented. I think all of our clients do a great job. I think some...
You can visibly see it here, though.
Some focus on a few things that we do more than others. This is like... It embodies what we teach.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you can touch it. This is like... You're seeing something or hearing it, and then all of a sudden you see it in person.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of that, pop quiz, Fern, you were and still are Colton's coach.
Yep.
Right? And... So Colton graduated Affiliate U. Now he's in the grad program. But what would you say of all the people that you get to work with, what stood out uniquely about Colton that you think gave him the ability to make the caliber of evolution that he's made since he started?
Every affiliate owner is going to know this because it's no different than an athlete that comes into your gym. They just think about your favorite athlete in the box. They're like, hey, you need to make sure you spend 5 minutes stretching at the end of every class. And like, done. All of a sudden, no more shoulder pain. They start performing better. Overhead position improves, all that kind of stuff. Those are the people that will perform best. Is like they do it. I don't like fire and forget, which is like, hey, we need to do this. Get on our next call. It's done. What's next? Like, and not like I watched it and I went through and we did the exercise. Like it's in place. It's being executed. Like we have implemented.
Installed.
Yeah, it is full install into the business, and that's when it's cool because I think this is. What we came in and witnessed today is the result of 18 months worth of work, and it's cool to see. And I think that's okay to say because it's not a quick fix. What we do is not, putting a magic pill in there. This is stacking small wins, small skills, small policies, small pieces of culture into the box so that in 18 months you're like, oh, this is it. This is what I've been driving towards the whole time. You just kind of walk in, and that's the way it was for me years ago. One day it just catches and you're like, oh, there it is. All the cylinders are now moving. Do you remember when that was for you?
well, we'll back up a little bit. Thank you for the compliment. I would say that I'm probably still got a little bit of OG in me myself, even though I haven't been in the business side of CrossFit that long, 6 years-ish. I've been doing it a lot longer. And I started it in 2010, back when it was really starting to ramp up and really growing super fast. So that's something that we tried to incorporate here as well. As far as when that took place for me, like you said, it was a lot of small steps and things that we implemented that really kind of cultivated and drew this entire picture of what we have now.
I remember, if you don't. But keep going.
I'm dancing around, but no, I don't think I do.
No, now you've got our interest. But I want to say, before you give that away, all of that is almost meaningless if when we showed up, what's happening on this floor wasn't top notch.
It was great.
Right. So I'm saying you can have your values written on your wall. You can have.
There's plenty of gyms you walk in there, you got values on the wall. It doesn't
look great. Lots of beautiful gyms.
But then you show up and the class is terrible.
Yeah.
You showed up and it was a great whiteboard brief, a great demo with Amanda, coaching happening throughout, great group management. So it wasn't all that hard work is the stuff that we teach in the first phase behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But you also need to then go and work on your coaching. And, you know, Colton's a level 3 trainer. He's got the certificate in there. So clearly that's also a big part of it. You're putting a lot of work into that. But
well, that's part of it. I mean, you cannot separate the service from the business. And you shouldn't.
Takes both.
Yeah, it takes both. If you want to crush it, again, technique, intensity. It's not, you know, which one. It's both.
So tell us.
But do you remember? Do you remember?
You remember.
Listen,
I
do remember. I do remember, and we are going to talk about it. But first, we're going to take a quick break.
Fern turns into regional competitor Fern. As soon as the workout starts, he's counting down my wall ball. Move to your left. Move to your left. I'm coming in. Oh, he still got it. He still got it.
What's up, gang? Dropping in season 3.
Season 4.
Season 4. We are in Dixon, Tennessee. It's our first trip to Tennessee. Jay absolutely embarrassed us in the workout today.
I did.
But super pumped to be here at his box. Thanks for having us, dude.
Season 4 of Dropping In kicks off this Friday. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming content.
I do remember when it was. It was about 4 months in, and it was right around when you were coming off of your first Bring a Friend week. Do you remember that?
Do you know where he's going?
Yeah.
Pivotal.
Yeah.
What was so pivotal about it?
Well, like you said, it was the first one we'd ever done.
How many people came in?
37,
It
38?
was
37?
Crushed it.
How many people joined
Crushed
from that?
17.
17.
Boom.
Listeners,
Crushed it.
come on.
Crushed it.
Dude, 17 people joined?
Yeah.
Wait,
Now,
wait,
hold on.
wait,
We're going to give some context here.
Wait, I got to say one thing. We're in fucking Dixon, Tennessee. Like, if you're in anywhere else but Dixon, Tennessee, like, you should be.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Valid point.
That's 100% of the population. That's everybody in Dixon.
He knows more about Dixon than he thought.
Literally, if you walk down
Sandbag
there, everybody. My point is, if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I don't know if I can get 17 new members, like, we drove through miles of nothing to get here.
I drove through a car fire.
There was an Amish place. Like,
Also
that's
not
what we were
uncommon.
doing. There was an Amish furniture shop. Like, that's what was that? That's a furniture shop.
Whenever
right?
there's an Amish furniture shop, Jay knows he's far from.
Yeah. Not a lot of Jews
Not in
near the
Kansas
Amish.
anymore.
They had Amish and Jewish people. Okay, so 17 people.
So before we get there, the reason that was a success was because all of the work. So you can take this scenario of like just dumping a bunch of people inside the affiliate and call it a good Bring a Friend week, but that is not what makes a good Bring a Friend week. And the reason that was a success is because we had done all the legwork prior to. We had prepped for it. We had gone through all of the onboarding process, how we were going to communicate with people, how we were going to give people a kick-ass experience, how we were going to follow up, what that was going to look like 6 months from now. We had covered all of our bases.
His mindset, his attitude, his vision, whys, all of those are factors in this. People think it's like, can I just have the silver bullet and the answer? And it's like, you can have it, but you're going to get a very different outcome. It's all the ramp-up work to then drop the Bring a Friend week. That makes it spectacular.
Yeah.
And it's if you don't do the homework, then you're going to get a different outcome.
So talk to us a little bit about that, because I want to know. I remember, but I want to kind of know what the little memory lane, like what was that like for you?
The Bring a Friend week?
Yeah, just that
the whole
experience,
process?
like for that to kind of come to fruition.
Yeah, I mean, it was clarity that this was the right decision. You know, it was proof that all the things that we had done prior to worked, and it was not any one major thing that we implemented, but it was just doing all the little things and all the basic stuff really, really, really well. And then the product that they saw on the floor, once everybody came in, loved it. And it was like, it was easy for them after that.
Well,
so,
and I want to point out, 17 now to 37 joined. I would imagine in time, some of those other 20 have also come in and joined, right? Because like Fern says, a no is not a no forever. So
Actually, Marcus says that, and then I stole it and repurposed it.
I just winked in case.
he did wink. You might not have got that on film. That was the stage wink.
Yeah, stage wink.
stage wink.
So more than 17 from that initial bring a friend have come in.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's, we talk about frequency of Bring a Friend Week, and it's kind of a process, and not everybody's sold it, in the first round, and that's okay. But
we just talked about frequency too on one of our last one-on-one calls too.
Yeah, exactly. And so we have seen throughout multiple iterations of the Bring a Friend Week that those same people that didn't join kept coming back. And they would come back to the next one. And it's like, why are you only showing up
taste
now?
testing, man. They're taste testing. They're not ready.
So it took a while, and some of them took up to 6 months or so, but then they finally pulled the trigger, and they love it, and they've been here ever since. So
that's great. And I think we've talked about it before. I mean, Bring a Friend Week alone, if executed well, I see a lot of people out there on social media doing Bring a Friend Week poorly, and that could actually have a negative impact on your affiliate, because you're giving
wasted
people
opportunity.
Yeah, it's a wasted opportunity. You're turning people off that had you done it well might have joined. But again, 100%. I think like Marcus just said, your mindset is really amazing for a boxer. All the stuff we pointed out in the dropping in episode in your office is part of that.
Well, I do want to address something. I don't know if you remember this too, but you did have hesitation going in. You were like, I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know how people are going to show up. And then to that first one.
Right.
Yeah. He was not fully bought in. I will tell you that, as many people are not.
That was
the golden ticket, that first one.
What was the reaction? What was the conversation you two had? Was it like,
same one we have after every time? I'm like, fucking told you so.
Yeah.
When we say I told you so, but
Bring a Friend Weeks and the rate increases, Fern and I get a ton of messages like, yeah, we told you this was going to happen, and you spent a lot of time whining about it, and now look, you got 17 new members, or your rate increase was successful. What are some of the other things that you've implemented
for the Bring a Friend Week?
No, in general,
in the box in general, yeah.
I know you have ambassadors.
We have ambassadors now. They're amazing. They're really helpful from all aspects of the gym, from greeting new people, making sure that they feel warm and welcomed, helping with events, and like even during the Open. When we did the Open, it was like, hey, we need volunteers to help judge, because we had the highest participation that we had in the Open ever this year.
How many members?
45.
I was going to say, I was almost
45.
50,
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. And they were the first ones there, on site to help out and, judge people, and just anything that we need or can ask of them, they're more than helpful and willing to do it. So ambassadors have been huge. All the little things, like from an organizational standpoint, just make it so much simpler in here for people to enjoy and have a good time, because they don't have to feel stressed or worried about equipment and where does it go. And especially for new members, they're like, well, I don't know where to find this or whatever. It's like, I think it's all right there.
Like, how far in did we rearrange the space? Like 6 months?
Yeah.
Ish. Yeah, we ripped out the pull-up rig. We moved a bunch of space around, and it, like, again, Nate, you put some B-roll in here, but like all the stuff that we recommend: labeling the dumbbells, putting the bikes on one side, getting the rowers organized, moving the wall to the rig, and if the space necessitates that, like making sure you got your retail set up, like making sure you got the drinks and everything, like all that stuff. Like it's the little tiny things that make a really, really, really nice experience.
What's your opinion on this? Collars on the bars.
I'm agnostic about it. I get why you would do it. You never have to field that question. Where's the collars?
Well, and I was going to say, with the organization, you and I have been to hundreds of gyms. We're pretty good at finding stuff, but you go to some gyms and you're like, oh, where's this? Where's that? We had to pull out a barbell, a medicine ball, and then obviously bumpers as we went through, and it was jumper. Jumper, but I came with my own. Fern did not bring his own jumper.
And I still beat.
It was a teamwork.
Clearly wasn't in the
It was a teamwork.
He actually had the best rope in the gym.
But I mean, it was very easy to find things. Like super simple to find everything that we needed.
Yeah, that was one thing that we kind of struggled with in the beginning. Is we used to have like a bucket for collars and stuff, and people would be
throw them in.
They'd throw them in,
yeah.
or they'd miss and hit the wall, scratch the walls up.
Like, I don't know why the collars, all the pins are falling.
And
out.
you've-
Like, I've
you
got a
have
pretty
good
good idea. You're
collars.
using them as
Yes,
darts.
thank you.
Yeah,
and
those are $40 a pair. Those collars.
They're not cheap.
No,
they're
they're
not cheap.
more than
But and then the other thing that we found is like even in the middle of class is like, hey, make sure your plates have clips on the end of the collars for me, and we'd walk around and like half of them don't have any clips on them at all, and we're like, what's going on, And then when we store them on there, when they take them out to use them, they're already on there. They have to take them off to get weights on. So now they just put them right back on. It's super easy.
If you could put some B-roll in there, Nate, like the way they're just literally put on the barbell. So I think that's a good idea. And then Rogue also has the ones that have magnets in them now, where you just stick them to the squat rack.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, you can just put 2 at every station and just leave them there.
Our only hesitation with pulling that trigger was like, we're gonna find them like 6 on one
People
beam,
are going
and
to
then
be
like
making dicks on things with them. You're like,
people are still
If
gonna
you
find a way
can-
to lose.
You will draw dicks for me. If
a
it's
fact.
possible, men will find a way to do
To the
that.
day I die. If you leave a
Relentless.
whiteboard unattended with me, I promise you there will be one.
What were some of the other things you helped him change? I mean, because again, this is like a perfect layout. Such open space, easy to navigate. Do you remember anything else you two talked about when?
Space specifically? I know we moved. Those bikes used to be somewhere else.
Yeah. So another huge and
By the
probably
way, today's my first day inside the space.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we do this with everybody. We'll have them send us photo and video of their space, and we will rip it apart if it's not designed correctly. Yeah.
Well, and I think
Yeah.
not trying to brag about Fern or affiliate you, but that's the attention you get. Like Fern remembers this stuff about you. And I know Fern. He did not study on the way here.
No, I don't study.
Yeah. So
Guarantee.
you only can remember this stuff if you take great care in the people that you're working with and you have a passion for it. And when you walk in, like remembering where things were. I mean, this is 18 months ago. This wasn't yesterday. This is
Right.
for the listener's perspective. I'm just saying we take great care of the people that we work with. And a lot of that's just because that's our passion. We want to help those people.
Yeah, and it shows. I mean, what you guys do to take care of us only helps us take care of our people better, and then they're even happier moving forward. So yeah, every little piece that we've implemented here has only been a positive. So
Was your roof like this?
yes,
Like painted black, you mean?
Well, I mean,
Yes.
it's like a metal as well.
Yeah.
That's actually really nice. I was complimenting
Yeah.
on it earlier.
It's really like it makes the place look clean.
Fresh.
yeah. So we
Makes the space look bigger with that
Hey,
good lighting.
Nate, put some
Yeah.
B-roll of the roof in there.
Is this going to be all B-roll?
so
Fern
right,
keeps
that
saying
means everything we put in is worth showing off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got lucky, very fortunate when we moved into this facility. It was already pretty clean
What was
for the
this?
most part. So prior to us moving in, it was an events facility. They would just rent it out for just random events.
orgies, like things like that.
I never heard of those, but
Dixon, Tennessee. It's a little behind
Taking
the
it a little
times.
far here.
You come to
and then so the lady that actually owned it prior to us, her husband passed away, so she inherited it. But before that, he used it to store all of his old classic cars in.
classic car shop.
Yeah, so
Sweet.
there's a drain over there in the floor. There's water spigots where he used to wash them off, and he had the whole place just.
Were you in
outfitted
here
with
when that
this.
was here?
No.
Wow. And then, because that's why it looks so nice, they took good care of it because they were.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
people come in and like see the cars.
I'm assuming. I don't know if it was a personal garage or if he showed it off. I really
It's
don't
probably
know.
personal. But
Interesting.
on that note, with regard to the facility, you just recently purchased this building.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Congrats.
yeah,
It's a big
thank
deal,
you.
man.
Thank you.
It's a really big deal.
Yeah,
that's,
it's
that's
November.
every affiliate owner's dream.
Yeah,
And you've
yeah,
done it.
Or
very,
it should
6
be.
years.
It should be.
very blessed to be in a position to do that, and yeah, it worked out. It worked out. So we're happy to finally own it.
Yeah, pro move.
What was that transaction like?
I'd be lying if I didn't say it was pretty simple. Not because I had any amount of knowledge about purchasing commercial real estate, but actually one of my coaches here is a real estate agent. So I was like, hey, we have this opportunity. What do we need to do about it? And she kind of guided me through the entire process. So
we were talking about this on the group call today, and I don't think affiliate owners do this enough. There is a time and a place to call in favors as an affiliate owner. You'll know when it is, and when that time comes, do not be afraid to call in favors.
Yeah.
Like, just make the ask, and people will be more than happy to bend over backwards to help you out.
Yeah.
And most affiliates, you would not have to leave that group of people to find nearly every resource that you would need access to.
It's one of the best parts of being an affiliate owner. Your network of like local leverage, your local leverage is through the roof. If you've been in business for, call it 5 years plus, at that point, you know someone in every segment of the local economy, and you're like, I need help with something.
I got a guy.
And you've been the one who's been helping the entire time.
Right.
You've got hundreds and hundreds of reps of helping, doing something that you love, helping change their life, improve their lives, so that when the time comes and you need some help, don't hesitate to ask, because you probably have a great attorney, a great real estate agent, a plumber. Fill in the blank with all the things that can go sideways where you might need someone, and you can call it in, and then you've got someone who's like, yes, finally I get to help you back.
Yeah.
And it's the most wonderful thing ever.
And that's one conversation that we had when we were going through the process of actually purchasing the building. Was Fern was like, hey, listen, you should know your banker. You should know them, because they're going to be able to help, like you said, leverage.
They're going to say yes or no.
Yeah, and not that you're using them, but again, like you said, we're helping them improve their lifestyle and all that kind of stuff. And so it's they care about the place almost equally, and they want to see it grow and they want to see it do well, because it's benefiting them in ways that they, could have never imagined or dreamed of. So
despite the fiasco of social media, I truly believe this to be true. People want to see other people win.
Mm-hmm.
I do not believe social media is an accurate depiction of most people's desire for other human beings. I think most people really like to see a good success story, and they're more than happy to contribute to it. And that's what I think is really special about CrossFit affiliates. Like, you have this built-in ecosystem of good people that are more than happy to help and are all just want everybody to be better. Like, when somebody else wins, everybody's stoked about it. And if somebody needs help, everybody's willing to chip in to sort that out for them.
And I think it holds true that, like, that's the old CrossFit motto is like, everybody's going to cheer for you whether you're the first or last to finish a workout. Like, that's just the mindset. That's just the culture. That's the mentality in here. And so same thing goes with, like, when you need help with something or calling in a favor, and they're like more than happy to do it. Because like you said, they want to see you win. They want to see this place grow, and they're happy just to even be a part of it. So it's really, really cool to have a network like that of individuals that, yes, can help you in times, but that care. And that's something I think that's really special. So
it's wonderful.
Yeah.
So what are you working on now? What is your, if we could say right now, what are you guys focused on? What's most important to you?
For us, just continuing the path of growth that we're on. It's been revolutionary from where we were at, when we started versus now. And so just continuing to watch it grow and flourish. And we're, increasing our staff currently. And so
that's what I was going to say.
A huge
we're focusing a lot on team building and leadership.
Your girlfriend just did the level 1?
Girlfriend just did the L1. She's super excited.
She may or may not make the team, but she did her level 1.
Is that going to be a tough decision if she's not?
Ooh, I'm like, listen, babe, sorry. I don't know. Just not cutting it. I don't know.
I still want to be together. I still want to be together, though.
I still love you.
However, I saw you walking around that
brief.
PVC pipe.
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about that.
No. But that's what we've been focusing on. Regardless of how things are going, there will always be hiccups. There will always be challenges. And I think one of the big things that recently we've been having conversations about is just like the little nuances with regard to leadership in the affiliate. And like, hey, maybe I'll make this decision. Maybe that is like against the rules, but it's the right thing to do.
Right.
That's what I'll do.
And that's what's on your whiteboard.
Right.
In there, all about becoming and that's really what the grad program is about.
Right.
Right. The Affiliate U is helping you design the box of your dreams, improving you and your coach's ability. And then the grad program is continuing to grow you as a leader. Because now, for a lot of people, that's what it becomes. Maybe you're not coaching quite as much, whether it's your girlfriend or you have another coach, Amanda, and some other coaches as well. You need to continue to develop them.
Yeah.
So you can work on the business.
And that's one thing I think I'll say is like the undergrad part or section of Affiliate U was vital to, we didn't have it together yet. We thought we did, coming in here and work every day, and people are happy and having fun. But to quote Glassman, is like, master the basics, and then when you think you have, go back and revisit them. And that's something that we did in the undergrad program. So dialing in all the business side of that was really, really pivotal to now in the grad program. You were like, hey, we're just going to solve higher level problems. And it's like, well, what does that really mean? It's like, well, we'll know when we get there. And so the team building stuff, the leadership stuff, something that we've been talking a lot about, and
refinement of things that we've already put in place.
Right, refinement, and always going back and revisiting that stuff has been vital to us. But like you said, the leadership thing is just having integrity, but with discretion, and doing the right things for the right people for the right reasons is a lesson that I think should be learned by all. And it takes practice, and you got to go through certain things to know, like, probably shouldn't have handled it that way, or
it's not just
whatever.
a phrase; it's a real thing.
Yeah,
like that actually
it's a perishable skill,
right? It's a perishable skill, and it's not just a quip. Right. Like it is a thing that you have to practice and execute. And in the affiliate, you'll have opportunities to practice that. You'll have opportunities to, like, hey, the right thing to do in this scenario is break the rules. Mm-hmm. The right thing to do is help this person out. The right thing to do is eat crow, whatever that might be, in order to continue to foster the culture in the community, mm-hmm. and build better people, better teammates, become a better leader, become more humble, all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think the reason you're so successful outside of just simply working with us is you're doing CrossFit. You live and breathe CrossFit. You just quoted Coach Glassman. Everything you're doing is all about helping the right people, right? And that's what CrossFit's all about. And I think for a lot of affiliates, they get away from that. So maybe we helped steer you back into it. Maybe you were already there, but focusing on it, admitting you don't know what you don't know. I think that's why this CrossFit Engage is what it is. I mean, it starts with you. And it's obvious to us seeing that. I mean, Fern and I can recognize, asking Marcus, OGs, people that believe in CrossFit. And if you believe in CrossFit, then you have the right guidance on top of that. It's a recipe for success.
And I think it goes hand in hand with everything that we do on the floor. Everything is synonymous with what we learn in Affiliate U, and what we're going through with the business development side of things is like, we just need accountability. Just like people showing up for class. So like their friends will call them like, hey, where were you at? Why weren't you here? Before the coach really ever does, most times. And so just having that accountability on the floor of having somebody watch you or having somebody correct your form, it's the same thing with having you guys. It's like on the business side of things now, it's like, hey, you might be showing up, but what are we doing? Like where are we at in this? And then making corrections and stuff like that moving forward is huge.
Beautiful.
This is where you say something like profound.
I'm saving it.
You said something earlier. Speaking of coaching on the floor, is there a reason you ignored Fern squatting on his toes earlier?
Ignored it?
He's trying to give you an advantage.
I saw you walk by. He was like really on his toes, and you were like, ah.
Well, because I let him use my rope. I figured I'd just give him the win for the day.
Were you impressed by either of our workouts?
Yeah. You guys moved pretty well. I don't know. I saw you take a couple knees there.
I took a knee. I took a knee. Well, was it? Because for the troops. It was for the troops. I took a knee. Wanted to give my respect.
There may have been some
a Navy guy.
Some crawling from station to station by Ackerman, but
some crying.
Dude, I laid down at one point, and I looked over, and everybody over here, there's like people watching. I was like, they think I'm not gonna get up. I was like, they're like, he's dead. And I was like, I'm just waiting for Fern to do those.
I was pretty confident you weren't gonna get up. Yeah, I was like,
they weren't the only ones.
I always answer the bell. I
had my concerns.
He was not happy with the pacing. He thought we were gonna break the wall balls, and I just told him to shift to the left so I could catch it on the way down.
Fern went from let's just have some fun.
Yeah.
So this is the CrossFit Games.
Yeah, I saw that
immediately.
I saw
he
that.
He was like, "What number you want?" I was like, "Oh no!" As soon as he asked me that, I was like, "He's gonna want to just catch this wall ball." And then I did it, and I was like, "Fuck! Now I got to do that." All right, here we go. But it was a great workout. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, let's talk briefly about that.
Yep.
We talked about it a little bit after.
The part where Katie beat you guys, or the?
I think
that's when the switch flipped.
Add some B-roll.
Katie was creeping up on them, and they were like, "Ooh, we got to move."
Look, Katie's over there, so let's talk quietly. She rep shaves, and I didn't want to bring it up on the podcast, but it's something Fern and I've talked very much about. I looked over. I swear we were ahead of her.
I don't know.
Katie.
Nope. Okay.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair and square.
I don't know.
She's gonna murder you tonight.
In the
She doesn't have to. The ghost will.
So, but I want to talk about this. You did turn it into a team workout. I know you did it in the earlier class because it was really busy, and I've asked you, so I kind of maybe influenced it. But I think there is an art we were discussing to creating a team workout. I've been at affiliates where all of a sudden there's too many people in the room and like, okay, scratch it, team version. And it rarely makes sense.
Like, we'll just double all the reps.
Yeah, we'll either double the reps, we'll double the time, we'll
not gonna
do
work.
something
Not a good
different.
solution.
What did you think about? So today, 13-minute AMRAP, 40 double under, 60 wall ball, 40 toe to bar, was it?
Correct. Yeah. So the original version, the individual version, was 13-minute AMRAP. It was 40 double unders, 30 wall balls, and 20 toes to bar. And those are some moderately high reps anyways, but for 13 minutes, like the volume's going to accumulate.
That's a long time for that.
So the sustainability of just going unbroken or whatever is not likely. You're going to start to break down. You're going to start to rest. So for this workout specifically, we turned it into, we did double the wall balls and the toes to bar, but with the understanding that you were going to rest at some point during that anyways. So if you have a partner, and we made it so that for the wall balls, like you had to switch every 15 reps, and for the toes to bar, you had to switch every 10, because those are manageable sets that likely you're probably going to start breaking it down into anyways.
That's smart programming.
And it also,
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody did this, but went to that number unbroken every time.
Yeah.
So you kind of accidentally said, do this amount unbroken
Yeah.
every round.
Yeah.
And 15 for me on the wall ball,
And that was
especially
something.
what are those, 12, 14-foot targets up there?
Yeah, well, you were jumping to get it up there, so it was up there. But yeah, it was something that like we knew you would still continue moving at roughly the same pace. And really what we saw from some of our earlier classes is everybody that was partnered up and did that variation versus the individual were ending up with very similar rounds and reps regardless, because of the reasons I just stated. Like they were going to start breaking and resting at some point during that, and it just made it manageable. It kind of forced you, we talked about this right after, but it kind of forced you to hold on a little bit longer than maybe you wanted to for the sake of not slowing your partner down.
Right.
So there's a little bit of push there, but I agree. I don't think always it's smart to just double the reps in a workout, but for this one, it made sense.
It was great. It was great. And I love team workouts.
What I thought was great was that Jay and I were going to alternate who started each round, and then when we got to the third round, Jay was like, "Do you want to?"
I just
go
gave
first?
you the look.
Do you
Actually,
wanna
I
go
did
first?
this. I didn't. I refused to make eye contact.
And
I was like, if I don't look
like,
at
I'll
him,
go.
he will pick up that wall.
This may or may not be the same round, but when I saw the look happen, you were probably on the ground during one of those rounds.
The first round we went double unders, and I went to the wall ball. First set, it was like
Yeah.
not too bad.
He's fresh.
And then the second set, he went to it. And the third set, in my mind, I was like, I really hope he doesn't think we're going back to me going first. And luckily, Fern still got it. You got to give him credit.
Yeah.
Fern's got that go switch.
Yeah.
He's a
Collegiate
It hurt.
athlete.
It hurt. It hurt.
Collegiate athlete, although he was making fun of your strong arm on the wall
yeah.
balls.
You do this weird thing with
was
your wall
Shooting a
ball.
basketball, baby.
He was jaying it.
Shooting a
He was,
basketball.
Jaying it.
Still
right?
got
I
it,
pointed it out.
Where he goes up and he dunks it each time.
He just, dude,
Taps it.
But he was.
I think you had to. One thing I would say about this affiliate's great, but you should measure those targets. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive. That was
You should
11
measure your
feet.
fitness. Is how that should actually work.
But he was hitting the target every time, so I didn't really have a lot of wiggle room there.
Is that legal to do it like that? There's no rule.
Hit the target.
Yeah.
No, where you were throwing it from.
It doesn't matter.
Can you go underhand?
It's a test.
Can you go Indiana Hoosiers style?
Yeah, Hoosiers. Ollie.
Yeah.
Granny style.
Yeah, I wouldn't advise
Granny
it, but
poo.
you could do it.
Dude,
yeah.
I put that post up about, what did I post? About the 30-pound wall ball, and somebody's like,
yeah.
you should do them underhand. People are funny. People are funny.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So no, but couple things. Great class today.
fantastic.
Thank you for having us. And I will tell you, just on a personal note, it was really fun for me to come in today and see what you've built, because I've not been here yet. So this was really cool to see the work that you've put in here, to get to see the community and get to feel the vibe in here. That's what this is all about. You've built a really cool thing here, man, and you should be very proud of that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. The pleasure's all mine. Like I said before, I found you guys. It was trying to find something that fit and something that worked, and I think you guys seeing the actual product on the floor, even though you've seen pictures and we talk a lot, but being here in person, you feel it, and so for you guys to feel all the hard work that's gone in on our end is really cool as well. So I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks for having us, dude.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Look forward to
It's been
continuing
fun.
to work with you.
Yeah, it's been
I
fun.
would give you a fist bump. All right. We'll see you guys next time.
What's up, guys? We hope you enjoyed that interview with Colton. He's one of our first ever Affiliate U clients, and you heard all about Affiliate University in that episode. And if you want to find out more, learn more about all the great things we're doing to help CrossFit affiliates, you can click on that link below. You'll book a free call. We'll tell you all about it, see if you're a good fit for us, and maybe get working with us and let us help you take your box to the next level. We found with affiliate owners, there comes a time in their lives where they just burn out. Fern likes to say, passion has a shelf life. For affiliate owners, it tends to be just a little bit longer because we're stubborn, but we want to keep that fire stoked for longer. And that's what we do with Affiliate University. We work with you to help create the box you love. When you opened your affiliate, you did it because you were passionate about helping other people. You loved CrossFit and you just wanted to be an entrepreneur, do your own thing. And then somewhere along the way, maybe that fizzled out. Let us help you reignite that flame. And what you're going to see coming up this week is the premiere episode of Dropping In Tennessee. We dropped into 5 boxes in Tennessee, and you're going to see those over the next coming weeks. This week, we've got CrossFit Engage. That's Colton's box. You're going to see Fern and myself and young Katie work out. We have a great time because it's the best hour of our day. To this day, all these years later, we still love doing CrossFit. When I show up at the box, I got a smile on my face because it's going to be fantastic. Don't tell my wife, don't tell my daughter, but it's the best hour of my day. And I know you feel the same way. Some people like to say, I hope it's not the best hour of your day. Yes, yes, yes. I love spending time with my wife. I love spending time with my daughter, but there's something magical. I don't know if that's a word. There's something magical about that time in the affiliate, that time working out. It's the community. It's the endorphins. It's the PRs. We love it. You get what we're saying. It's the best hour of our day. It's the best hour of your day. And you're going to love this episode of Dropping In. This season's all about the boxes in Tennessee. We showcase them. You can watch them and see some cool things that they've got going on that you can implement at your affiliate. You'll see fantastic coaching. It's so much fun. You're not going to want to miss out. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button on YouTube so you're notified when the next episode is coming out. Because right now, I want to give a little shout out to my man, Kanan. He always hits first. He always wants to be first. And you know why? Because he subscribes. And I want you to be like Kanan and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It means the world to us. We put this stuff on for you guys. Don't miss out. Check out episode 1 of Dropping In Tennessee coming at you this week.
We want to thank our partner and sponsor, O2. If you're an affiliate owner and have questions about carrying O2 in your facility or interested in a free refrigerator, go to wholesale.drinko2.com/pages/best-hour-offer for more details. We appreciate you choosing to have us help you in your passion for coaching and affiliate ownership. If you're interested in learning more, you can reach out to us on any social media platforms, or you can visit www.besthouroftheirday.com to book a call. If you found this episode helpful for you, please share it so that we can help other coaches and affiliate owners to help build a bigger and stronger CrossFit community.